The seventh episode of Landman hinted that someone was spying on Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy Norris during the patch party, but the show never revealed who it was or what it meant for the show's future. A number of plots intertwine among Landman's characters, and Tommy's private life and the oil sector frequently intersect. Episode 7 of Landman has begun, and this one might be the deadliest yet, a crossover between Tommy's personal and professional worlds via the man who watched him at the patch party. Tommy was tasked with locating Ainsley at the patch party she attended towards the conclusion of Landman Episode 7. Ryder, her new flame, had to be removed from her when he came, and he scolded and thrashed the quarterback. Landman did disclose, though, that someone was keeping tabs on Tommy using night vision binoculars as he departed, and that person wasn't immediately identifiable. Knowing who was observing Tommy and his family is crucial, since it will likely play a significant role in the rest of Landman Season 1. A cartel member with whom Tommy has been at odds throughout the season was the one keeping tabs on him during the patch party. A few of cartel members paid Tommy a visit at an oil rig earlier in Landman Episode 7, but they were chased away by the mafia roughnecks working for boss, Mustafa Speaks. Although Tommy's personal life is devoid of gun-toting oil workers, the cartel evidently figured out that they couldn't touch him when he was on the job. Outside of the oil field, Tommy and his family are far more susceptible to harm, and the cartel is now aware of this. There must be some good explanation why the cartel isn't keeping tabs on Tommy and his family. Following the plane disaster in the first episode of Landman, the cartel has been relentlessly pursuing Tommy, seeking compensation or revenge for the cocaine that went up in flames on Texas property. But Tommy was far from eager to work out a deal with them. It is possible that Tommy is being watched by the cartel in order to determine the optimal moment to assault him and his family. In order to remove the oil firm off the cartel's property, it would be much easier to damage Texas property if Tommy were not there. The man who was keeping tabs on Tommy at the patch party was able to get everything ready in the few moments after Tommy's arrival, something that would not have been possible if Tommy had been chased. It turns out he was spying on Ainsley instead of Tommy, and the cartel may have plans to hold Angela and Ainsley captive or do something worse in order to pressure Tommy into giving in to their demands. Tommy may end up giving in if the cartel manages to abduct his wife and daughter. He clearly does not prioritize Monty's profit margins over their lives. We probably won't find out what happens between Tommy and the cartel until Landman's season finale. Over the course of the season, the show has gradually increased the stakes between Tex and the cartel, and now it appears set to culminate in a spectacular showdown that will cap off the season. In the first season finale of Landman, the cartel may abduct Angela and Ainsley, or Tommy may gather his most formidable roughnecks to confront them. The ideal way to conclude the Norris family drama would be to witness Tommy risk his life for his wife and children. A wonderful method to fully connect Tommy and Monty's tales would be to bring the confrontation with the cartel to a head. Monty will no longer have faith in Tommy to deal with the cartel on his own if the threat it poses becomes significant enough. If Monty wanted an opportunity to show off his business and financial prowess, the cartel would be it. Things are likely to boil over near the conclusion of Landman Season 1 due to the cartel, which does not seem like a plot point that would be kept for Season 2. It squanders the opportunity for Angela to reflect on herself and for Landman to give her a more nuanced character. Even worse, Ainsley does. She confirms her mother's assertion that she is just as materialistic as the traditional young woman who wants to hook up. At a neighborhood party, she swoons over rising football star Ryder Sampson and begins gushing about her future husband's career as a quarterback in the National Football League. She broke up with her ex-boyfriend in the pilot because he clearly only wanted to sleep with her, but now that subtlety is missing. Billy Bob Thornton's note-perfect rampage when Tommy arrives and repeatedly threatens Ryder is the sole redeeming quality of this narrative. Still, everything leading up to and including that point is pointless dramatization. The plot of All Roads Lead to a Hole between Cooper and Ariana is diametrically opposed to that of Ainsley and Ryder. An intense, sudden attraction in a moving truck and a slower, more subtle chemistry that has been developing appear to be the two opposites that Landman is attempting to draw attention to. Although the comparison falls flat due to the lack of depth in Ainsley's subplot, it remains intriguing to observe the writer's intentions about Ariana and Cooper. The fact that they have a kiss is obvious to everybody watching on television. It begins the second she invites him into her home. Because of everything they've been through together, as well as the broader consequences for the show, Ariana and Cooper avoid appearing cliched like Ainsley and Ryder. Landman Season 1 takes place over the course of fewer than 2 weeks, so it's possible that the trauma bonding that Jacob Lafland mentioned to CBR will not lead to a real relationship. The writers also refrain from going far. For example, neither character gets naked in the middle of the story. Despite its predictability, it never comes across as forced. Furthermore, Rebecca Falcone deserves a lot of credit for the episode's concluding scene, which serves as a large, flashing warning regarding the repercussions of this. As Rebecca attempts to get Ariana to sign Tex's settlement offer, Cooper enters the room, and Rebecca practically gloats over the new knowledge. Unfortunately, there aren't enough memorable scenes in Landman, Season 1, Program 7 that pertain to the oil industry and its repercussions to make the program stand out.